to be a symbol of inclusion and equality. Instead, this Rainbow Sea Eagles jersey has sparked division. Coach Des Hasler forced to do some serious backtracking yesterday after 7 players refused to wear the kit on what they say is religious grounds.
You guys will be the first ones to know, actually, outside of my family, because it hasn't been reported, but I broke his jaw and kept playing. Is this like a Samoan?
Having faith and being part of the NRL, being an athlete, how did that shape you?
Yeah, today I'm going to give these guys a hard day in the office because I just felt like...
The rainbow jersey in 2022. Just for the audience that don't know, can you tell us what happened?
I'll be honest with you, like my teammates and the alphabet community and the left, they wanted me to get out and say, oh, this was such a hard decision for me to make. I'm so sorry. Like, it wasn't a hard decision to make. Like, I knew in my heart, like, that's the right thing to do.
Yo, let's go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Pros and Cons. Now, before we get right through it, also, tell us, what is your name, where you're from, and what do you do for a living?
All right, my name's Josh Aloiai. Been playing at Manly for the last 5 years. I was at the West Tigers before that in the NRL. Just want to say, for our lads, I follow your guys' podcast since you've started. So there's a few podcasts that I've really liked. My drive from Campbelltown to Manly was you guys a lot of the time. So now that I'm on here,
appreciate it.
Happy to be here.
and we are barely seen you on any podcast, so we're actually grateful that you put time away to come and see us in this episode. We're grateful. We're actually gonna have a quick sip at these oxygen cans. I want the boys to give it a taste. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah. And we'll get it rolling.
Yours is already open, lad. Oh, strawberry.
I'm always getting the same flavors all the time, eh?
Oh, that's gone actually.
What do you reckon?
0 added sugar, 0 percent.
Sorry, someone called an ambulance, man.
Well, I just love it so much. I tried to inhale it.
0 sugar.
What do you reckon? Nice, actually.
Yeah.
0 sugar helps too. 0 caffeine.
Yo,
sounds like I'm plugging them, eh? But
cracker. This is actually going to be probably one of our most controversial episodes. We're so happy to sit down with the former NRL player. I did hear something about retirement, man. Maybe walk us through that before we kick off the start, and I'll let you guys know exactly where he's from and everything.
Yeah, so actually it's been you guys will be the first ones to know, actually, outside of my family, because it hasn't been reported, but I broke my scapula a couple times.
Wow.
So the first couple of times I broke my scapula, we didn't find it. And then I was back playing and training and then re-broke it maybe a couple times. And now it's a bad stress fracture and can't really handle contact. So as of yesterday, all my paperwork with the NRL and medical retirement is complete. So just onto kind of a new journey now. Yeah.
Man. And how are you able to deal with that? Is everything like looking good for you moving forward?
Yeah. So technically, I'll still be employed by Manly for a couple of years. Medical insurance, all that kind of stuff. But no, it's okay. I'm doing some exciting other stuff anyway. I'm pretty lucky. I can still train. I can still lift. I can still run. I can still wrestle, which is all things that I'm kind of like.
So what's the scapula? What's
it's
that?
At the back of your shoulder blade.
Is that triangle thing at the back?
Kind of, yeah. It goes like that dinner plate at the back of your thing. So I've got a kind of messed up shoulder where all the load when I'm tackling, it goes straight to my scap. And now that I've like broken it so many times, it's just fragile. It needs a long time to heal.
Did it come from just like overuse of the shoulder time?
I think so. I should have just
getting deep in there the way.
I should have just started cuddling, eh? So it's just a contact injury, man. I remember doing it against the Roosters. And we thought it was just a nerve thing. So that's how I treated it. I was like, oh, it's a nerve thing. It'll go away. And then, man, I just kept re-breaking it. I'll lose my arm for like weeks at a time. I can't really use my arm.
Damn.
Next minute, retired.
Do you got to be on pain meds or anything? Like,
but I did have to heaps, when I was like, because I was telling myself, they were telling me, oh, it's like a nerve thing. And I was like, man, I'm such a cat. Like, get over it. It's not even a real injury. And then when I found out, I was breaking the whole time, got me a beauty. But it was pretty hard to see, like, in their defense, like, I'm not angry at them. Like, it was one of the doctors in like 30 years, he's only seen 2 of them. and both of the people had to retire. So it was one of those things. But bro, it's not that bad. I'm not feeling sorry for myself. I can still do heaps of stuff. I can still train.
Bro, you're
I
the
just
man,
can't try
bro.
and tackle pain Haas anymore. We can get yeah. So.
Bro, but you know what's crazy? Like, you just mentioned that you broke it before and then you were playing still. And like, similarly, there's another very infamous Samoan athlete, Jai Opataya, who broke his jaw and kept playing. Is this like a Samoan?
I'm not going to compare myself to Jai. He's something else. But he's probably just about my favorite athlete out there, right? He's the man. Shout out to Jai, man.
Shout out to Jai, man.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
Following him for a while too, because I'm a boxing nerd, man.
Yeah.
I come from like a bit of a boxing family. My brother's box. My little brother, Sefo, he boxes. He's got had a few New Zealand titles. So I love it. Yeah, I love it. I follow all the boxing and all the weight divisions.
That's mad. Yeah. So New Zealand, that's where you were. Let's go back and let's tell everyone where you were raised and how your upbringing was and all that and the areas you were brought up in and stuff.
Yeah. So I was born and bred in West Auckland.
Yeah.
Done pretty much all my schooling through there, but then got a contract to come to Australia at like maybe 16 or 17. But my childhood was good. I'm not gonna try to give you like I had a poverty story. Like I didn't. You know, we had enough to be happy. I wouldn't say we had heaps, but we had more than enough to be happy. Brothers and sisters, solid. We had to deal with a fair bit of grief early on. Like I lost my old man early on. I lost a couple like pivotal family members, and then moved to Australia and just felt like I had to kind of get the bag and crack the NRL for my family.
Wow.
And your background is just Samoan?
Samoan Kiwi. Yeah, Samoan Kiwi.
Nice.
But my passion throughout my NRL career was always to represent Samoa. That was always my preference. Was Samoa first because that's where my old man's from. So there was one stage in the World Cup before we had that big World Cup run. You know, I got the call from the Kiwis coach to join the Kiwi squad or pick Samoa, but my heart was always Samoa.
Yeah.
So this is when you were still in NZ?
No, that was for when with the last World Cup.
Oh, okay,
yeah. And then you have to, at that stage, I had to like kind of like pick which my allegiance was. But man, it was easy for me. It was easy for me. I want to represent my dad, my all my Samoan side of the family, and all our people. Yeah,
bro.
Man,
what amazing.
How was that for moving from NZ to Australia?
It was different because you know, like in New Zealand, like I was always with my brothers, always with our best mates, big mama's boy. And then I had to move here, be away from all my family and friends, everyone. Bro, that was hard, man. I was homesick. It was challenging, but like I felt like I had to do it, man. I put that pressure on myself, like I had to crack it.
Yeah. What was your biggest motivation behind you, man?
Like I was saying, bro, it would probably be a couple things, and you guys will relate to some of this. Like first, moving to Australia was really good for my faith, because I was really able to lean on God a bit more.
Yeah.
Like whether it was my train rides, to and from school or trainings, like I was in my word a lot. I was praying a lot. I was trusting that, like, God, man, like that's us. We can do it. Like we can do it, but I need Him. That was always my mindset. Like, man, I think I can do this, but I really need you. And then secondly, man, because we lost my dad and he was our main provider, I was like, man, I'm all in on this because I got to do it for my family. So.
Wow, and you were still young when you lost your dad?
Yeah, I was like in my early teens.
Wow.
And then just a couple years later, got this contract to move away from home to here. So it all happened fast, bro. But I felt that pressure. Yeah.
Oh, goosebumps, bro. What a story, like to find out your old man passed away, then you got a contract, you're at the like crossroads. Man, that's amazing.
That's what it was like, It was so
but
it was different. So I probably haven't talked to a lot of people about this, but the people close to me know, like a lot of my teammates and all that throughout my whole career, man, they're playing football because they love it, for the love of the game. They play junior football for the love of the game, but from my teenage years, it wasn't for the love of the game. It was for the love of my family. It was to get us out of the hole. It was to crack it.
You had to.
It was pressure. It was pressure. So like ever since like teens, it wasn't exactly like, oh man, I love football. I love playing. Blah, blah, blah. There was parts I do love. Don't get me wrong. But man, I had to really crack it for my family. So it was I probably had a different relationship with rugby league than like a lot of my teammates did.
Yeah. I can and I can imagine. And what I noticed about you is that you're very strong in your faith. I actually love that you have Jesus on your bio.
Same.
And it's a bit rare to see with like athletes and
Yeah.
you know, like athletes being bold and public about their faith.
Yeah.
What's your experience like having faith and being part of the NRL, being an athlete? How did that shape you?
Yeah, bro, good question. And it's a big question, if we're going to unpack it. Like, I feel like a lot of athletes that are Christians as well feel like they have to have it all together to be like proclaiming that they love Jesus and that they're followers of God. But like, man, I try to be real authentic. Like, I don't have it all together. Like, you know, like, man, it's the sick that need to go to the doctors, not the healthy.
Amen,
Same what
brother.
Jesus say.
100.
So like, you guys are on that journey too. I'm on that journey. Like, and I realized that. But then at the same time, like, I will speak out and I will speak my truth and I'll be bold about it. Us Christians and us believers, let's not get gaslit by the left and by the alphabet community. Whenever we speak up and we speak our truth and we stand on our principles, they're haters, they're bigots, they're homophobes, and then they're messaging us abuse. So they're trying to quiet us. They're trying to gaslight us from standing up for the things we believe in. Bro, don't get gaslit by those guys.
Yo,
bro, let's stand up. Let's
double
man
down.
up. Yeah, double down. Stand 10 toes
100.
for your faith. Yeah.
I love that. I love that, man.
You know what? I was telling my brothers earlier that like, because I follow a lot of the NRL players, and while a lot of them do have like a cross here and there, you seem as someone that's pretty vocal about your faith, more so than other players. Has this transcended into any issues like with the NRL, seeing that how they are? Because I don't really know how they are with showing your faith that much.
But I haven't had issues with that. But so, like I was saying, like, bro, as a young kid, my prayer was like, God, I need to crack this.
Yeah.
Like, if you know the verse Ephesians 3:20, that was something that I prayed all the time. To him that can do immeasurably more than we ask or imagine, according to his power at work within us. But that was my prayer. And like, from a kid in West Auckland, coming from like a broken family, like after losing a lot of people, like, what's the chance I'm gonna make the NRL?
That's crazy.
Like, with God,
it
happened. And that verse immeasurably more than I could ask or imagine. So like, I played 164 NRL games and 5 for Samoa, and every single one of those games I wrote Jesus on my arm. Like, Jesus was on my arm. And like, for me, that was like, it starts with him. I'm only here because of him, and then when I finish, it's gonna finish with him. So that's why it was always on my arm. I refused to write anyone's name. I refused to write really anything else. It was just that, and always that.
I got hair standing up on my
Same here. We started off with a bloody bang, bro. I'm trying to not swear, bro, but I'm excited, bro. This is crazy, bro.
Tell us a bit about that. Like, what's made you strong in your faith with Jesus? And it clearly stands out from a lot of people. And I feel like as a Christian, you just know when someone's bearing fruit. You can see it on them. But there would have been a lot of tests and trials, as you know, as Christians, we go through that.
Yeah.
What's something that's kept you strong in your faith?
Man, boys, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it's a real fight,
Yeah.
Like, it's a real fight. And like, in fights, you get hit, you take a knee, you go down.
Yeah.
So like, bro, along the way, like, I'll be lying if I said like, at times I haven't lost myself.
Yeah.
Like, I've backslidden, I've messed up, I've been holding on to things I shouldn't hold on to. Like, I'm not gonna act like, man, I've just been this on fire for God guy that's had it all together all the time. Like, I'll be capping hard out. So like, bro, it's not like that. But at the same time, like, I know that the only reason I'm sitting here, the only reason I've had the career that I have, like, I got my wife, my 2 beautiful boys, all this good stuff, that scripture that I told you, immeasurably more than I could have ever asked or imagined, is because of him.
Because of him.
So how can I like, not talk about it? Like, and I don't feel like I have to have it all together.
I respect it, though. Straight up props, lad.
And something you mentioned before the podcast started, you mentioned it's important for you to be very competitive and aggressive when like as a Christian athlete. Can you expand a bit on that for the audience that are watching?
Yeah, so there's a little misconception out there that us Christian athletes, we have to bring it down a little bit, be a little bit more gentle, take the back seat a little bit on the aggression and all that. But I'm actually going to implore you Christian athletes to do the exact opposite. You guys should be the baddest, most physical, most cutthroat competitors out there. And the way you should compete should be ruthless. When you get on the field, if you jam someone, you want to stand over him, do it. Compete for Christ in that regard. Like, so I want to challenge you guys, start applying those biblical principles to like all parts of your career, like you athletes or even anyone really. Like, you start applying biblical concepts, reaping what you sow. That's going to address your work ethic. Like, you know, like the way you compete, giving everything to God, that's going to address your mindset. You know, if you talk about like training and playing for an audience of one, your coaches miss things when you cut corners. They can't see you all the time. But when you got that guy, you got that coach that sees everything, but that's going to keep you really in check. Yeah, but not only your actions too. He's going to see when you chose to listen to fear and you cowered it out, or you man up and you chose courage. If you chose to handbrake that run, or you ran hard, when you think like, man, I'm doing it for him, there's no hiding. There's no hiding. Bro, you Christian athletes, you should be the baddest ones out there. But at the same time, the way you carry yourself to God and off the field, like, that's when you bring it down. Like, so still carry yourself with humility, don't get me wrong. But when you're competing, you should be the baddest, most ruthless, cutthroat, physical guys on that field.
Man, that's just the man, man.
Dropping gems, bro. In somewhat way, like, it's kind of like the way you explain it, it's kind of like a superpower. Is that like fair to say, like, Christians should see it as a superpower? That, like, it kind of reminds me of that story. Who was it out of the disciples when Jesus said, step out of the boat onto the water? And he was like, he wasn't really trusting, you know? And I think he trusted Jesus, but as soon as he got scared and he looked down and he lost that faith,
Bro, I'm so happy you said it's a superpower. I was thinking about that the other day, and that was the word I used. Oh, so I'm happy you brought that up. That's how I see it, man. That's how I see it, because also, like, it takes a little bit of pressure off you too, because when you're always trying to people please the coaches, man, it's hard. They're always breathing down your neck. They always got you under the pump. But then when you pivot and you change and, like, you align yourself with what you're doing, whether it's for God and the way you train, who you're training for, man, you tap into something different. There was like, bro, I didn't do that perfectly my whole career. Like, this is things I've learned along the way. But man, there were some weeks where I just know everything was aligned. Like, I would be in the changing room thinking, like, today I'm going to give these guys a hard day in the office, because I just felt like, man, spiritually I was in the right spot, mentally, physically, I had ticked all those boxes. And then I'll get out there and I'll walk off the field and I was like, man, that's that superpower day where you know everything's aligned right, headspace is right. Man, I love those games, and there's a couple games that pop out to me where I'm like, yeah, that was mad.
Well, speaking of all this, I know this is a bit controversial as well. Speaking of, you know, dominant coaches, dominant coaches and stuff, but can you like walk through with us like how important it is to kind of like, I don't know, separate what's humble, you know, in the aspect of being a Polynesian within the NRL, being an athlete. How can you differentiate being humble and not being humble, or being confident and trying to, you know?
What does it look like?
Like, what does it look like?
I know what you mean. So, like, some of our cultural values and the way we're brought up sometimes set us back a little bit. And I see that all the time with our younger poly players. So if there's an issue, they won't go and tell the coach, hey, this is happening or that's happening, whether they're struggling at home or they need feedback on their performance. Like, man, because why? Because growing up, we get told something by our older brothers or our dad or something. They say jump, you say how high, you don't answer back, and you do it.
That's true.
So like I encourage our Islander boys, and you had Gordy on the chat, right? Like, man, he's the man. Like, he's one of my really, really good mates. So I try to encourage those Islander boys, like, in this setting, it needs to be a little bit different. You need to like have the boldness to go in and speak to the coach if there's an issue. You need to have the boldness to go speak to that senior player if there's a drama. So yeah, you can't like misplace that humility in a way. In the professional sports setting, you still have to have a voice that's not being humble. So sometimes it's a little bit misplaced.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy that he said that because it's like that everywhere. I was telling him before, it's like that in workplaces.
Yeah. Not only NRL.
You know, a lot of Polynesians that know exactly what they're doing, they know everything, but no one wants to speak up. No one wants to be the voice. Everyone decides to be humble, you know?
Yeah.
They don't want to question authority.
Yeah.
I think they're like drilled into
And we're
their
like, a lot of us are wired like that, like growing up as
yeah.
kids, you know?
But it's not humility, eh? Having a voice is not humility. So I feel like sometimes we get it twisted.
Yeah.
And I've been guilty of that too.
Yeah.
But like I've had some good mentors along the way and that I've trusted more than I've trusted myself. And that's an important thing that I know, like, oh, I'm going to do it even though it's uncomfortable. I'm going to get used to walking into the coach's office if something's wrong. I'm going to get used to going and talking to that guy if like I'm not happy about something. But and the more you do it and more you have hard conversations, like, brother, you learn that that's part of being a man.
Yeah.
Actually, Gordy talked to you about that, eh?
Yeah.
There's been certain scenarios at the club where like Gordy will be like, oh man, what should I do? You know, whatever.
Yeah.
If you ask my opinion, I say, bro, go hit him up.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you sure? I was like, go G.
Yeah.
It's part of being a man, having hard convos. And that's why I respect Gordy. Because like he's on that journey of being a real solid dude.
Yeah.
And he is a solid dude. Yeah.
That's mad you looked after him, bro. Everyone needs a friend like Josh, bro. Speaking of voices, man, I don't know if you want to speak about it or not, but
speak about anything.
I was going to ask you about one of the biggest controversial things that happened in the NRL, the rainbow jerseys in 2022. I'm pretty sure you're one of the first men to stand up and speak against it. Just for the audience that don't know, can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, so I found out that in one of the coming games, they wanted us to wear the Pride jersey.
Yeah.
On our rugby league jersey.
And
So
what was that? Just rainbows on the jersey?
the whole jersey was basically rainbows.
Oh, that-
Yeah. So then like as soon as I found out, I was like, oh, I'm definitely not playing. And then like I talked to a couple of the boys and then I was like, oh boys, just letting you know, they want us to wear that Pride jersey. And I said like, it's up to you. I'm not going to pressure you. Because I know like as one of the older guys, I didn't want them to do it just because I was doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
said,
because a
know
lot
what I mean?
everyone would feel like, no, I can't do it.
Yeah,
Like,
they might be like, bro, Josh will hate on me. Like, you'll think I'm a folder or something.
Yeah.
Nah. So like, I made sure like early on, I messaged them and I was like, boys, this is up to you and God and your conviction. So make your own decision. Like, if you're going to plan it, all good. I'm not going to hate on you. Like, but if you don't want to, me personally, I'm not going to play. And then Christian Tuipulotu, who's at Dragons now, straight off the bat, he was like, oh, my mind's made up too. I'm definitely not going to play. And then the club gave us like, they said, oh, get back to us in 24 hours. And then by like 5 minutes later, everyone was like, no, we're not playing.
Oh, so you already addressed it to the NRL? And
the club, we had called us in for a meeting.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All the boys, they were kind of uncomfortable with playing. And then they're like, oh, they had to talk to us about all of it. And they're like, oh, we want to give you guys 24 hours to rethink about it. And then by the time we walked out, we're like, no way, G. And then, bro, I'll tell you, I really want to mention one person that I really, really respect in this too. Do you know Ray Vainga at all?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was playing reserve grade at the time.
Yeah.
And he hadn't yet played NRL. Really good player.
Yeah.
Okay, really good player. When all of us stepped out, he got called in. The head coach called him and goes, oh, look, I've selected you to make your NRL debut. Obviously, all these boys are not going to play because of the Pride jersey. And then, man, he stood 10 toes down. And I was like, oh, I can't wear that jersey either. He turned down his
For
NRL
his debut.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So Ray, man, so much respect. He turned down his dream that he left New Zealand for, that he left his family for, and he turned it down for his faith. So, man, Ray, not much people talked about him throughout this, but all the respect in the world for him.
Bro, shout out to Ray,
Shout
bro.
out to Ray, man.
Yeah.
That's one of those undercover heroes no one ever, like unsung heroes that no one talked about.
Yeah, because they were calling us like the Manly 7 or something, eh?
Yeah.
Should have been the Manly 8. If they want to say that. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it was a controversial time. What in particular did you just want to know? I don't mind talking about it.
I only remember hearing about it roughly. I'm not
about
sure
to ask some dangerous questions, right?
Ask away, bro. I don't mind it.
Yeah, here's Jay.
Bro, so obviously it's a mix in the team. There's Islanders and there's Aussies and there's a mix. I'm 100% sure not everyone was happy with this decision. Let's talk about the internal issues that will happen, because I know like on the outside you've made the decision, but then of course, in the shed, there would have been internal issues between the boys tearing the team apart. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, bro. So it's very different culturally. So I understand it a little bit more now, and I actually did at the time too. So a lot of those Australian boys, their be-all and end-all, the top of their god is rugby league. So when all of us turned our back on that game and on them, they seen that what they said was like, man, you're dogging us. You're turning your back on us. So they were hating on us hard out. There was quite a few of them that were hating on us hard out.
Wow. So is this because of support for the Pride Nation, or is it because of how much they love NRL?
But I reckon it was more that though. No, it was more that because like NRL was everything to them. This rugby league team is everything. That's their god. So when we put something before that, they can't really understand it.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean? Yeah. And then so there was a lot of like bad feelings, man. And like I won't go naming names because that's like not the right thing to do. But
tell us after the podcast.
But yeah, there was heaps of division.
Yeah.
But, after that Pride jersey, I don't know if you know, we lost every single game for the rest of the year. I think we lost.
I didn't know that.
Oh yes. I remember this.
It might have been 9 games or something. Yeah.
And they actually made an article saying like the downfall of Manly. I remember seeing this article, and it was you guys were inside, lad. I don't know if you remember. I was telling you ages ago over the phone, lad. I was like, bro, the craziest thing just happened in NRL, because this was, I think, the most controversial thing that I saw. I've never seen this happen like this, because I actually thought, did you see what happened with Israel Folau? Ages ago. And then when this happened, I was like, bro, it's happening again. Like this is crazy,
bro. So I was prepared for that. Like if they were gonna take away my NRL career, then I was prepared for that. I was saying, like NRL's not everything. Like if I say like I'll take a bullet for Christ, then they put a bit of pressure on me, and then I fold. Like for me, like I'm like, what a coward. What kind of man am I? I can't look at myself in the mirror. Like I can't let my sons look up to me and be like, hey, you're a folder. Or my older brothers will be like, gee, you're a folder. Man. And like so like it's a matter of conviction, and that like that other Bible verse, now am I trying to please man or God? Like it was simple. Like I'll be honest with you, like my teammates and the alphabet community and the left, they wanted me to get out and say, oh, this was such a hard decision for me to make. I'm so sorry. But I'm not. I'm not sorry. Like it wasn't a hard decision to make. Like I knew in my heart, like that's the right thing to do. Like that's.
So there would have been a lot of whispers behind your ears, you know, and like people trying to find different ways to rectify it, because
it was a big thing. I honestly think now that, would it be fair to say that the club didn't fully recover since that happened?
Maybe. I don't want to speak badly of the club, because like I'm still a big part of it. But a lot of the administration has changed since then. Some of the people that put out the jersey really didn't realize. Realize how big an issue it was, and they were real apologetic. Like I said, man, like culturally and like religiously, they just didn't understand. They didn't understand how big an issue it was for us.
Which might have not been intentional, Like they might have not been, like they might have not had that intention to offend, like, or, you know, disrespect, you know, anyone's Christian's faith. Maybe they just,
a lot of them for sure, they didn't realize. They just thought, oh, let's like the way I see it, oh, let's kiss up to the LGBT community and do a round for them and do a rainbow jersey. But they didn't know that, like, oh, you doing that and asking us to promote it is going against everything we believe in. But now you look, boys, all those people that were hating on us, heaps of them don't like these guys saying their girls going into little girls' bathrooms. And they don't like the guys crossing sex and competing against little girls in sport. Oh, hello. That's what we were standing for in the beginning, all the way back then.
But now it's gone so far now. It's like, bro, like they've already infiltrated into our community now.
But that's what we were standing for back then, guys. Hello. Hey, you know, but now this, I think, like now if you were to ask heaps of the guys that were abusing us, they might be a bit like, oh yeah, now we see it. Well, like, man, you thought we were dumb fobs. Like they were just dumb fobs saying, oh, no, we can't do that. We're homophobes, this and that. But a lot of us actually were educated on everything that comes from that, represented by that flag.
Yeah.
You know what? And we're not out here saying we're self-righteous, like we've got it all together. And we're hating on those people. Because I can have contention with someone, what they believe in, their worldview, their way of life, without hating on the person.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah. Whereas they try to say, as soon as you speak up and take a stand, oh, yous are haters, yous are bigots, yous are homophobes, you're self-righteous. No, I'm not going to feel bad. I'm not going to get gaslit into to not speaking up and them trying to play those games with me. Not happening. Yeah.
What a soldier, man!
Crazy,
so grateful for men like you, man. I think men like you, and a lot of other boys that were hitting the media around that time, has become the change in society right now. We can slowly see it like changing to, you know, people are able to rep their faith and everything, man. So good on you. I'm very proud of you. And what's that guy's name again?
Ray Vainga.
Ray Vainga. Man, such a powerful
that's
story.
crazy, lad.
And he, what's he doing now? Is he
still playing footy, bro? Still playing footy.
That's mad, bro.
He's ruthless too. He's a good player, man.
Yeah.
I wonder he spends as much time suspended as he does playing footy. He's the man.
I wonder what his parents would have thought, because I know that like it's a big thing when you debut, especially in the Islander community. Like, do you reckon they would have been proud that he turned it down? Like, when he would have been like a hot and cold message, like, "Hey, I just got a call for NRL, but I'm not going because they're putting rainbow jerseys."
I wonder. Hey, I've never asked him.
Crazy,
That'd be
bro.
a good question, actually. Next time I catch up with him, I do want to know. My thinking is his parents would have been like, "Nah, you done the right thing." That's what I would do. If it was one of my sons, I was like, "Nah, bro, stand 10 toes. Like, that's more."
Yeah. Like the money is good, but man, like the faith. I know the parents probably were like, "Yeah, good work," and stomp the table. Kick the table.
Well, speaking of that, seeing as this situation occurred, right, and this was very black and white for you, obviously.
Yeah.
You're very aggressive and you stand on 10 toes. But did this impact anyone that you were very close with, like family or partner at the time, by any chance?
Nah, no one really.
Okay.
No one really, because like the people that really know me, as I said before, know that like I can have contention with the things you believe in. I can disagree with you on things, on your worldviews, on the way you want to live your life, but I can also like you and respect you at the same time. So like most of the people that are close to me now, because they actually know what I'm about. I did actually lose one really close friend. Yeah, I did lose one really, really close friend who helped me out during my junior ranks. He was a bit of a mentor for me. I think, look, I don't want to put all his business out there, but he was really not happy with the stance that we made because it was maybe close to home with some of the family that he has or something like that. So like I lost him, which that was close to home, that one a little bit. But also I understand too. Like I understand, and it's okay, and I understand that it's hard for them to understand. What we're standing for.
Well, that's a very
maturity
humble
right
approach.
there.
That's a mature approach to it, because you know a lot of people could be like pretty dirty about it in this day and age. When you get betrayed, it's not a nice feeling, especially as a grown man. Is if you've looked after someone, you expect the same back, and like I think that was a very, very mature response that you had on that.
But at the same time, like I wasn't like real mature through it all. Like I don't want to like act like because I'm on this podcast that like I'm this super spiritual guy that's got it all together. Like I always say that I don't, but I'm fighting the good fight for my faith. Don't get me wrong.
Amen.
But like, man, when I was getting all these abusive messages or people like commenting on photos of my kids and stuff like that,
what?
I'm talking thousands. Of messages.
Wow.
Like there was times where I was like wanted to jump on and be like, bro, name the boxing club. That's us. Go glove up, let's go. Like, don't talk about my kids, yada, yada. But I would lose my head so often. I was jumping off social media and stuff. Like, when they start talking about my kids or this and that, I'm like, oh, we're going down like a whole nother road now.
That's crazy.
But, bro, we got slammed there. Do you remember we were getting slammed?
Yeah. All over Facebook. I remember going through the comments and I could keep scrolling, ducks. And the thing is, when they go hard, bro, the NRL fans are pretty ruthless, lad.
Yeah, they are.
Pretty relentless. Like, they don't hold back, and they really make it personal. Like, see how that was a stand for your religious faith. They didn't say, oh, yeah, look at the Christians. They said, look at you. Like, they made it so personal, bro.
Bro, I have these dudes, like, commenting on photos of my kids saying, like, hope they grow up to be, like, gay, this and that. Bro, then, after a little while, I jumped off social media, bro, and you'll see, like, my little brother, Sefo, jumping on posts. The one that's boxers in New Zealand. Like, if he see, like, people from, like, around the area in New Zealand, like, commenting this and that, he was, like, missing them. Like, bro, let's
Let's
go
go
come
hit
to
it
my
up.
boxing club. I'll come to your boxing club. Before I had my soldiers on the social media platform saying them like, oh bro, if you're that unhappy, let's run it. But then bro, they never would. They never would.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
brother, thank God. Yeah.
Man,
it's
salute
like
to
a
you, man.
sledgehammer.
Salute to you as well, because I personally have my kids on my social media as well.
Yeah.
But man, I wouldn't know what to do if people were commenting on my kids. I don't know how I'll be able to handle it.
Do you reckon also you can handle if they're like hammering you a little bit? It's like, no
Yeah.
dramas, but they start talking about your kids.
Exactly.
Like,
It's different, yeah.
Exactly.
old me.
Yeah. I feel like I'll never be the same again because I think that's the only thing that's keeping me together right now. It's my kids, and like my wife. So it's just big hats off to you, man. Because I don't understand how you're able to hold yourself. I can imagine you would have been fighting demons.
Bro, that's exactly how I'd put it,
Mm.
And then like I'll be getting irritated and then I'll be like, you know what? I need to jump off socials.
Yeah.
Boys, can I ask you, because I've always followed your guys' podcast, but because I don't know you like personally, except for like the little chit chats we've had.
Yeah.
Like, how did you guys what was the turning point? Like, you must have all had a different individual turning point, because man, you're a full 360 day.
Yeah.
Bro, I love what you're doing.
Shut
I don't know if you've realized how many like young polys, young kids look at you and are like, man, they're making changes because of you. So like, I know you guys are showing me lots of love and respect for the things that I've done, but man, you're frontlining it now. Like, I respect you guys here.
Shut also, bro.
Can you guys tell us a little bit like what? Because I want to know for me, because I'm a big fan of you. Guys. Like, what was the turning point?
There's a lot of answers to this, but I think the main one is we've not a lot of people knew that we already like drastically changed, and while the music was still dropping, and then when William got locked up, that's kind of when I think we came out and we just started clearing up the space.
Yeah, and I gotta give glory back to God as well. Like a lot of people didn't know, but we had a strong faith even throughout my jail. I used to talk to Jesus every day, and this is something people wouldn't know about. I was still getting involved in fights and a lot of that. Like, just like yourself, I wasn't a perfect Christian. But I always knew, especially coming out and seeing everything in social media, seeing how the world is changing, I knew deep down that there was a bigger fight to fight, rather than ops, rather than like any of the people that you're beefing with on the streets. And that ultimately was the fight that I wanted to pursue. I wanted to fight the good fight, I was done with fighting people on the streets, I wanted to fight demons this time, that was bigger for me. And that motivated me to to change my perspective and everything for me personally. But it was a journey. Like, I was slowly changing. And I guess one thing that really sparked my mind is when because a lot of youngins still looked up to us. A lot of them used to come and ask us questions.
Still do, bro,
a lot of them used to ask us if we want them to do jobs for us. And we were stone cold straight with these guys, telling them not to do this.
All the time, every single time when kids came up to us, and I'll be honest, it was like when we did it, I explained the reason why I started it was because of my mate that passed away. But then we got carried away, and then as you do, I feel like for a long time we were kind of forcing it, because we all of a sudden became this stature that everyone depended on in the area. And then no one else wanted to step up to the plate, so we just had to run with it. Otherwise, no one is representing the area. And then slowly, other artists will come up in the area, and then we felt in our heart, but especially us as brothers, like, how many times are we gonna one of us will get locked up and we're going to say, free the brother? Like, how many times can we do this before we can actually start freeing each other for each other,
It was an unseen burden that we felt like we needed to carry for the area. And we're seeing that as we were so deep into it, we kind of like never seen the light at the end of the tunnel. We're just like, we all looked at each other. We're like, fuck, this is going on.
So you're saying even the whole time you were doing it, that like little God whisper in your voice, you've always had it, eh?
100%,
I'll be honest, I feel like for some people that are anointed by God, even when you're trying your hardest to get away, He won't let you get away. You're trying to get yourself into a battlefield, He'll make sure you don't die. He'll make sure things will miss you, bullets will miss you. the devil's plots will always miss you because God knows, and He'll make sure that nothing happens to you because He already has something for you. But we couldn't see it. We couldn't see it at that time, and
it's amazing. It's amazing you said that, and I always pictured God as someone that's waiting at the door.
Yeah.
And I feel like once you open that door, you can be the worst person, worst Christian. You can go through hard times, but once you open that door and God's in your life, I feel like you're always going to hear those whispers in the back of your ear because that's the angels and that's Jesus waiting for you to like do a 180. I remember hearing that verse where He said that for every time someone repents and becomes like a true follower of Christ, the angels in heaven, they rejoice.
They triumph.
Yeah. And like, you know, to be honest, sometimes I hear that in the back of my head, like, you know, I want to feel the angels rejoicing in heaven, like looking down at me, saying, "That's Malik, that's Malik, that's our boy." You know what I mean? And that, like, I always feel that sometimes I can hear the angels rejoicing every time. Like a lot of us make a stance and decide to fight the good fight, like yourself.
There's so much people just leaning on you, so you're like, let's just keep it rolling, keep the show going, eh?
Keep the show going.
And I guess, you know what's mad though? I think you're the first one that actually asked us back, like, how, have we been asked before? Might be lying, don't they quote me on that.
Mason did ask.
Yeah, Mason was the only other person that asked, like, what made us change. And sometimes it's like, it picks our brain because we look at each other and it's almost like it happened so natural as if this was meant to happen.
For sure.
But I do remember when we were our first podcast session together, when we were doing it, we kind of like, we looked at each other and we were like, man, Docs, I know how this is going to turn out, though, but I love you, lad. Whatever happens, you know?
Yeah.
This is what we're going to do from now. And then we just kind of made that decision. We thought that it was going to flop. People will make fun of us, but we decided this is it. We're going to leave behind the blueprint for the other young islanders that are coming up.
Was there one of yous, like when you guys were still in the street, was there one of yous that was like got there first and was like to the other two, bro, let's go, let's change? Or did it just happen to be that God had like made it all happen for all of us?
You know what's crazy, Doggo? The exact way you said it, individually, because at the time when we started the podcast, we couldn't associate. We had NAs. Me and Malik had non-associations. So yeah, when you go back to the first episodes, it was them two.
It was just us.
And then it was me and him.
That's right.
Yeah. So we couldn't even talk on the phone. We were coeys for the firearm charges. So we couldn't even speak to each other. But it's kind of like, because we're so close as brothers, telepathically, I don't know, is that a word? Spell check. Telepathically, we just kind of like, it's like we kind of felt each other that like, because I feel like most of the reason why we kept going was for each other. Not more so for the area, but we didn't want to let each other down.
That'd be more than anything, especially as brothers. That'd be more than anything.
Yeah. And we've had like moments where we'll have brawls together where we will be outnumbered, but it would just be three of us. I don't want to get too much into the street brawls and that, but a lot of situations would happen that would bond us where we couldn't care less what the area thinks or what the street thinks. So as long as I'm taking care of my brother, you know, as long as I'm looking after my brother and I got his approval, man, I don't give a rip what anyone else thinks, you know?
But the fire and the furnace, like that does bring you closer together.
Yeah.
When someone stood next to you, no matter like what you're up against, for example, man, it brings you closer together, eh? Me and my two older brothers, super close, and then like our 4 or 5 best friends or whatever, we're like all 20 years deep. So we've all been through like just about everything together. And so I know, like, no matter how it would be pressed, if say my friend Nate or my friend Kenny's next to me, I'm good, we're all right. You know what I mean? So, like, similar to what you're saying, eh?
There's something special about a brotherhood. I don't know if there's a verse or if there's something, but there's something.
There's a verse there that brothers for time of adversity, eh?
Yeah. Proverbs 17:17.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
yeah, frick. So is that what it is?
Yeah. Proverbs 17:17. I remember because that was the verse that of our first podcast segment. Remember?
Yeah.
And we pretty much put that verse to tie us, even though we couldn't speak to each other. We had that verse at the end of our show just to show that we were tied together, even though we couldn't speak together.
That's good. That's me. Yeah.
Would you say that, like, with your brothers and that coming from New Zealand, you did mention something interesting because you got a contract. You came to Australia. Now, we've had a lot of New Zealander mates that come to Australia, but they have different ideas. They get mangled in the streets. 501s get sent back home.
Yeah.
So did you ever get tempted to like get into the street business when you first came over?
Honestly, nah, not at all. Like I was telling you, bro, I had a different relationship with rugby league. Like it was all in, all my eggs in this basket, because I needed to crack it for my family.
Yeah.
So like, man, it was training, it was sacrifice. It was like, I'm not gonna leave my family and then start mucking around.
Oh,
like, I can't go back home. Like I told myself, I cannot go back home not being an NRL player. So like, nah, like to be honest, like I was telling the boys before, like I never really had like
mingled around with anyone,
like, gangsters or OGs or anything like that. It was just like, for me, I was on a mission, and I was just real tunnel focused for that mission.
And you also got a bit of a boxing history as well.
Yeah.
Tell us about, I seen you were going to fight Paul Gallen.
Oh.
What?
Yeah. Nah, bro, I got COVID a little while out before that.
Yeah.
And then
why Paul Gallen?
You're so scared. And they were all fagging me online. They were, oh, you're so scared. Bro, I done a full training camp for him in my off season and everything.
Yeah.
So like I come from like a bit of a boxing family, and my two older brothers, my younger brother, my little sister's husband, they all box. We grew up in the boxing club. So for me, I just if I was gonna jump back in the ring, like I wanted to back myself to verse someone really good and not verse someone that like I know I can like easily run over. So I thought he would be a hard fight, but I was pretty confident I'll beat him. I'm still pretty confident I'll beat him now. I haven't been active in like boxing in ages now, footy, injuries. So people probably just think I'm a mad myth, so that's all right. I don't really care. But no, I love it. And but more wrestling's my thing now. I just wrestling, jiu-jitsu and wrestling and competing.
Yeah, that's awesome, bro.
You know what's mad with jiu-jitsu and wrestling? I actually want to ask you something because I spoke about this in a vlog and everyone was fighting in the comments. What really matters in a street confrontation? Like I've heard a lot of people say kickboxing, some people say jiu-jitsu. What do you think, being someone that's like an expert on all these things, what do you reckon?
Oh, definitely not an expert on all these things.
Hey.
Bro, I'm only a white belt in jiu-jitsu too. But oh gosh. So like you guys would know, like being in like, if you've been into like, which you have like a few like street brawls or whatever. But it depends, because like you can't try and tackle someone to the ground in jiu-jitsu if there's a couple dudes there. Or
That's right.
And then like bro, boxing's important. I feel like boxing is real important.
Is that the main one you would say?
Yeah, look, I don't want to advocate for violence, but like if you can box and you're gonna have an altercation, you hit first and make it count.
Yeah.
So I don't want to give like that advice. Like, I don't know, maybe cut it out, but like,
you know what? Like, Michael J. White actually said it in a YouTube reel I was watching, and he's like a pretty much professional in all areas.
Yeah, he's
and he was saying that boxing. Oh, he reckons, in his opinion, the boxing is probably the most important, because he was saying something about the positioning in the street, face-to-face confrontation. It's just, boom, you first get hit, and it's usually with the fist. So he was saying, like, boxing is probably the most important.
I think so, maybe, and just having awareness, like, if there's like, if you can, like, usually your spider sense goes off, if something's about to pop off. Like, you don't want to be this close to someone. If you guys are having words, bro, if they're too fast, if they hit you, if you're too close, they hit you. It's getting unlucky, So, just all that stuff. Now, I don't know, like, jiu-jitsu's hard too, because if you've just learned jiu-jitsu and you're trying to go for locks and that, they can hit you on the ground, right? Like, like, there's no striking in jiu-jitsu. But also, like if you're stuck in a room and a guy shoots you and takes you to the ground and he's really good at jiu-jitsu,
that's it.
You could have your arm broken and taken back home for lunch. So a little bit of everything, but maybe for stand-up, boxing's pretty important. A little bit of everything though, maybe.
That's interesting.
Maybe.
I would argue that it's more important as a man just to be capable of doing this. But also
not even advocating violence. Like just to be capable.
Just to be capable.
I feel like every man should have the basic capability of defending your family. Against anything. You know what I mean? Obviously, we're not advocating for violence, but more and more
be deadly.
Bro, like more I feel like a lot of the young islanders are starting to get it's starting to get easier to get your hands on things, you know? And I feel like even though talking about boxing, it may come off as like a bit of arrogance, but I think we need to have more conversations around younger lads about boxing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling. These are the things you want to get your young lads into, because if you don't, they're going to find other ways to get busy, bro.
I can't agree with you more. Have you heard the saying, like, you'd rather a warrior in the garden than a
Gardener in the war.
in the war.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, bro, it's important to be dangerous. You want to have the ability to be dangerous.
Yeah.
Because you know why? What similar to what you were saying, it was like a lot of like these guys that are walking around, they're all bluff. And they're not actually secure in themselves. They don't know that they can look after themselves. They don't know that they got hands, that they can wrestle. So like they walk around with their chest up. They walk around with an eye problem. They're actually insecure. And so they're getting into these dramas because they've always got to have this facade and this mask. But like, if you can look after yourself, if you're confident in who you are, you don't have to walk around like you're a tough guy. You don't have to like have eye problems with this guy. It gives you that inner confidence, being dangerous, not even having to use it. And that's part of being a man.
How do I say? This is a bit controversial as well. From a Christian perspective, like what would you say? Because everyone's probably getting Christians confused with, like, you know, being a dangerous person, which is kind of like opposite.
I think we have to be doormats, eh, bro? That's what you're saying.
They're wanting us to be doormats.
Turn the other cheek. Is this that?
Bro, a lot of people are not gonna agree with me with this.
Yeah.
But there's a time for combat. Okay.
Yeah. Come on, bro.
Straight up.
Yeah.
So like the same thing, like the way I raise my kids, eh?
Yeah.
Like you know, don't be a bully, don't be a standover. You know, be nice, be gentle. But they touch you, crack them, crack them. And then it's the same thing. Like if you have an issue with someone, bro, even as a Christian, you have an issue with someone, you can't resolve it. You have tried to talk about it. You have tried to do all those methods, and you are still clashing, and there's still dramas. Why not go put some gloves on, go jump in the ring, and bang it out?
Wow.
And then like real men, you know, if you lost, stand up, shake his hand, take the L, and now you have to shush.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Bro, I reckon like but we can't get it twisted and think that like people can walk all over us.
Yeah.
Because like that's not how it works. Like same with my sons. Like I'll tell them once, I'll tell them sometimes twice, and the third time the wooden spoon's out.
Yeah.
You know, like bro, you have to learn like, well, we're not doormats. We still have to have a tough edge. We still have to have a hard edge. Yeah.
And that just goes back to what he was saying, being a Christian athlete on the field.
Yeah.
It's important to show that characteristic. Being a Christian, it's mad.
Even if you look at some of the famous people in the Bible, like David and Solomon, or like, you know, there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them.
Everyone's going to war, but no one
Heaps.
talks about that stuff, you know.
Heaps.
And rarely do you ever see someone like David turning the other cheek. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a time for it, eh? So obviously, like with discernment and wisdom, you know, like you got to pick your battles. Don't get me wrong. Did you say Ecclesiastes, a time for war? Is that what you said?
No.
Oh, there's a like.
I could have easily said. I was about to say, yeah. That was it. I was so close. I was like, should I just say yeah?
In my mind, I thought you might have just said it then. Nah. So like, there's a verse in Ecclesiastes, like there's a time for peace and there's a time for war. And I'm not advocating for violence because there's a good way to do it too.
Yeah.
But if my sons are fighting too much and they're not getting along, and I'm telling them, I say, oh, go then. If you want to fight, go. Go punch on, and then one of you is going to lose. Usually the little brother. Now start listening to your older brother.
Yeah.
Shake hands, have a hug. Now let's go play.
That's true, but like,
Hey.
Yeah, 100%.
Did you guys have that hierarchy growing up?
always,
brother, listen.
always,
Yeah.
always. Remember that time when the PlayStation?
Yeah.
Bro, so my older brother, we used to always play Tekken, Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
And
Tekken.
when my older brother is losing, like we start getting scared because we can hear him getting angry and he's pressing the controller. So we start losing on purpose.
That's correct.
We start losing on purpose. And I remember this guy. Well, because me and him, we were smart. We learned our lesson. We will know when to lose on purpose. This guy is the youngest out of all of us. He's smashing him, bro. Smashing him. And bro, he's just smashing him. And me and Joey is just watching like, this guy's going to get it. And so he's fighting the controller just dunk.
Nah, that's not it.
Oh, bro.
That's crack up.
Yeah, bro, it wasn't worth it. I used to just give it up. I used to just be like, fuck, you got me, lad. You got me.
Yeah,
you
you
know?
got me. No, if I real life.
Yeah.
And the guy will rub it in. He'll be like, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, he'll be like,
you know?
yeah, you're shit. And we're like, yeah. Good on you, Dubs. Good on you. But you learn. This guy, bro. My goodness.
To learn the hard way.
It's learned the hard way.
Coming towards the end of our show, I feel like you could be a big voice on social media. Where do you see yourself going next? And are we expecting Josh
Thanks.
throughout the media coming soon?
But so I don't want to plug my stuff here. I feel like that's a bit rude.
No, please. Tell us where we can find you and tell us what you're doing.
Bro, so during my NRL career, I didn't really want to have a big social media presence.
Yeah.
Because it was like a little bit of extra noise.
Yeah.
So like I was pretty lazy with my social media, and I think I only ever went on one podcast in my whole career. But now with like what I'm going into next, I realize like the value in it. Yeah. And like I was telling you, I can still be on social media and be authentic. Yeah. Like I don't have to be a cheese ball like some of these other guys. Yeah. Like you guys are a good example. You guys are authentic. You guys are genuine. You guys keep it pretty real. So I'm just going to do that. Like through my Instagram and things like that, and my YouTube channel, which is kind of tracking my journey from NRL to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've got like my last competition I competed in, and then also like teaching young kids how to wrestle for rugby league, but then also like the mentor space. So getting them in on the mats, teaching them how to wrestle, and then like developing their character. I just want like for young boys, kind of similar to what we're talking about, but I want them to be empowered, to be like really confident in who they are, and then the young girls that come through, self-defense is real important for them too. So it teaches them how to wrestle for their rugby, if they just want to learn wrestling to wrestling, teaching them that too, and just kind of empowering our youth. So yeah, I am real passionate about like that space, which is kind of similar to what you're doing. In that mentoring space for the youth. So I've got rugby league clinics teaching them how to wrestle, and trying to get kids of really good character.
Where can they find you on that? What's the?
So my thing is called Ruck and Roll. Which is the rugby league specific wrestling. But just on my Instagram, Josh Aloiai, come through.
Beautiful.
Having kids through every school holidays. So we just finished a big launch. We had about 200 kids through the last couple of weeks.
Wow.
Really cool, man. So that's all on my Instagram. And then next school holidays, we're going to do the same thing. And then 2026, the goal is to keep it as an ongoing thing.
Wow.
So more consistent, more ongoing.
You know what, Dogo? This has probably been one of my favorite conversations. Like this podcast is why we do this, because everyone that knows him as an NRL player, you've just found out this guy is so much more than just, what you guys know him to be. And you know what? I've realized myself that you can actually be a mentor for a lot of young lads, like growing up. In saying that, Dogo, the world that we live in today, where testosterone levels are at its lowest, and men's mental health, the suicide for men's mental health, it's peaking, it's skyrocketing. What is your advice to any young teenager out there that is scrolling on social media? If they see this, what is your message to them?
Bro, thank you. Bro, you guys have always showed love ever since I got in contact with you. It's like, it's cool, because the love's reciprocated. Like, I love what you're doing. You guys have always showed me love in the stuff that I'm doing. That's why I'm happy to be here, bro. Mean chat too. You guys are easy as to talk to. Turning up for your family, being a good role model for young men, training, doing hard things, being a gangster is digging deep at training, being a role model in the community. That's being a gangster. That's what's being hard.
Yeah. Brother, what a podcast session, bro. I feel like we could have easily went for another hour.
I feel like
bro.
we could chat all night.
Easily.
Hard.
Just before we end, let me hit you with some like personal questions that I wanted to ask you.
Let's go.
Rapid.
Let's go. Do I have to answer them fast or not?
No, you don't have to answer them fast. So I had some written down. I got most intimidating player you've played against.
Oh, most intimidating player. You know what? This is a funny one. Haumole, my back rower.
Yeah.
Never had to play against him. Thank God. Thank God. I'm always right next to him when he's smoking people. I'm like, I've never had to play against him. So, but he would probably be the one.
Yeah. How mad would that be to have Haumole on your team, man?
That's my boy, man. Freak. Nah, it's been cool. But he's got that balance right where like he's a bad man on the field. Yeah. And then when he gets off, he's himself, chill. Like, he doesn't have to just try and be anything he's not. He's got that balance real good. Yeah.
Okay, second, I got favorite Samoan food after you win a game.
Oh, favorite Samoan food, bro. I'm not huge on it, but on Sundays, Like after church on the way home,
Yes,
we
sir.
used to stop. I just like Galo. My auntie Lucia's chop suey is pretty good. Yeah, I'll probably get like Galo and chop suey together with potato salad.
Chop suey, are we saying the Samoan chop suey or the Tonga one?
Actually, my uncle, so it's my auntie and my uncle is Tongan, who took me in when I first moved to Australia. So I live with my Tongan Samoan family.
Wow.
For many years. Yeah, my uncle's from Folaha. He's a Pahulu.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Well, so we're all family at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Who's the funniest guy in Manly that you know of?
Oh, funniest guy. Trying to think who's a good roaster. Gordy, who he's already had on your podcast. He's
Yeah.
always good energy.
Yeah.
So like he's always upbeat. He's always got good energy.
I watched the podcast with you guys. He couldn't stop smiling the whole way.
Bro, the bloke is like he was rubbing off on us. We were smiling too. We couldn't drop our
He's
smile.
infectious too, He's infectious too. Oh, who's one of the funniest guys I've come across? Do you know Wesley Lolo by any chance?
Yeah. Shout out to Wes, bro.
Wes.
Shout out to Wes.
Man, he was funny, man. I
Yeah.
could not stop laughing when we were around him. He was a roaster too.
He's the
He was
best,
crack
bro.
up. Yeah, he's good. He's good.
What's some of your favorite songs, or what's one favorite song that you can think of right now?
Yeah, the first one that comes to my head is TYJ Made for This.
I know that song. Wow.
Yeah, I listened to that in the gym
Yeah.
a couple of times. Yeah,
That's the long drive music
on.
right there, bro.
That's like, I've listened to it before games ever since it come out. Like I still listen to it now. My sons know that's my favorite song.
Wow.
Yeah, that's bro, that song's, I reckon it's a noise.
Mean.
Shout out to him, bro. That artist,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, love your work, TYJ.
Would you rather a runner straight competition with Haumole or go 3 rounds with Paul Gallen?
Oh.
Too easy.
Oh yeah,
Like-
easy.
Lightweight.
Why am I straight to Mole? Frick, I'm not getting up.
Yeah, that was pretty much my questions,
man,
Doggo,
it's
man.
fun.
This was a fun episode, man. I've really enjoyed it. So much, deep stuff that we spoke about and fun stuff we spoke about. And it's a pleasure to meet you, man. You actually shocked me, and I'm inspired myself from this podcast alone.
But I feel like we covered everything, eh?
Everything.
Yeah, I
We
feel
could
like,
even cover more, bro. I swear we could.
I feel like we could be here for ages. Nah, man, like, I don't want to keep kissing you, but you are doing a mean job. So, like, I'm happy to be part of your guys' platform. Thank you for
Thank you,
having me.
Doggo.
What you guys are doing, you probably don't see a lot of it too. But from the outside, you guys are doing a good job. I don't want to do any more plugging. I reckon all these messages that we talked about, like, have been really good. So, bro, love your guys' work results. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you. Thank you guys for
Amazing.
tuning in. Make sure you guys go follow the bro, Josh. Thank you everyone that watched the podcast show. That's us. This is Bros and Cons. And see you on the next one.
Peeking, he gone, you choose, yeah. She still wanna hang with the crew, yeah. When a call comes, we move.